one of the things that I was thinking about is we've been talking about the definition of SLM. We've been talking about the strengthening of the capabilities of PTC. And what we really need to talk about is to translate that into how that impacts the marketplace, how that impacts the OEMs that you support. So with respect to service lifecycle management and the solution that you offer, how can an OEM use that solution to help drive advantage, to drive revenues, to drive change within the organization? How can they use the services you offer?
Yeah, good question. And ultimately, that's what matters, is the value that gets created for the OEM and their customers. So, there's a few. Let me give a few examples and start with maybe the problem that OEMs are facing. Fundamentally, OEMs have seen their service businesses explode, and if they haven't, they better get working on it, because their competition is, in terms of building a real service business inside of an OEM. And as that's happened, it's happened quickly, it's happened organically, it's happened through acquiring service providers. They've very quickly built up a collection of resources working on service that don't have good infrastructure to help them share information and manage process transparently across the different constituents. And this has happened, because of the way that the service business exploded within their company. It's not like in manufacturing, where OEMs have a tremendous amount of historical domain expertise, process knowledge, and they've really optimized those areas of their business. That hasn't happened in service yet, so that's an opportunity. The other thing that's happened, in addition to the explosion and complicated nature of service, is that products have become more complex. And as products have become more complex, whether it's the number of possible configurations of a product, or the amount of not just mechanical and hydraulic, but electrical content and software content, as all that complexity has enriched a product, it has made service more challenging. So what that's led to, Bill, is some negative outcomes. Things like technician productivity has decreased for most OEMs in the last 10 or 20 years, because the complexity of the product and the information and skills required to do service has exploded. But while that's gone on, we've still given them the same information we used to do their job. Paper documents that are hard to read and understand. In the area of parts have proliferated and expanded and exploded with all these different product configurations. Yet we still store parts the same way that we did. We still think about inventory and parts identification the way that we did in the past. And so these kinds of problems have created inefficiencies, lower productivity of technicians, lower optimization of parts revenue and profitability, higher warranty costs, etc. And that's causing a big negative outcome for the OEM. So what SLM does? SLM enters the picture and provides an opportunity to solve some of those problems. Within the realm of parts management and parts identification, the solutions that are available today allow you to easily identify the right part for a particular service for a particular product, without any confusion that you might pick the wrong part or order 2 or 3. They allow you to do things like optimize the location and value of inventory required across the globe, across every level where you store inventory in your network. That has huge benefits in terms of fill rates and in terms of optimizing the inventory on hand. As it relates to technician productivity, solutions that deliver 3-dimensional animated movies of how to perform a service task and train someone at the moment of need on how to perform a task create tremendous opportunities to improve technician productivity. I'll give you a metric. Within the industry, we find that our customers spend between 20 and 40% of their technicians' time every day preparing to do the job, not turning a wrench, not creating value for a customer or billing for the OEM. We can compress that dramatically by giving them the right technical information and the right parts information when they need it. Now, all of this creates value for the OEM because it allows them to capture more revenue more profitably. The other thing it does is generates higher level of satisfaction. Because if your customer can have their service need filled more quickly because the right part's available, the technician knows how to identify it, and they're trained to do their job the first time that they come to your house to fix something, or the first time you take your car to the repair shop, then your satisfaction level goes up. That benefits the customer, which is the most important thing, because the OEM wants to keep that customer happy. So, long answer, but all of those things contribute to the value that OEMs can see from service lifecycle management.
And that answer keys in perfectly with some of the results of the most recent Service Council survey findings. For example, what's driving the market? They're looking to cut costs, they're looking to improve customer satisfaction. What the value propositions of SLM that the marketplace is looking for are exactly those things. We want to be more satisfied, and how are we going to be more satisfied? With the SLM solution, we can move quicker, more efficiently. We're going to cut down our productivity time, and thereby increasing productivity, and ultimately it all leads to increased customer satisfaction. So what you're saying, again, keys in exactly with the findings that we've been recently collecting from our benchmark surveys.